This episode of the OnlyKings podcast is brought to you by OrganicPricedBooks.com. Guys, there's not been a better time to get into collecting comics, and OrganicPricedBooks.com has multiple formats such as the Omnibus, Deluxe hardcover, and trade paperbacks at huge discounts, such as The Amazing Spider-Man Volume 5, originally at $125, marked down to $80. Use my discount code NOAH, N-O-A-H, at checkout for an additional discount on top of what you're already getting, which can range from anywhere between 25 to 42% off. Again, OrganicPricedBooks.com, discount code NOAH, N-O-A-H, for an additional discount. Now back to the show. 3, 2, 1. Amira Hindi, what's up?
What up?
It's good to see you.
You too.
We were talking about it before we started, but it's been like, oh goodness, that's loud. It's been like what, 7 years?
7 years, something. Yeah, something like that. That's a long time, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy. So what happened after NIMI? What did you do? Where did you go?
So right after NIMI, I went to the University of Denver for 4 years and graduated there with a double major in biology and psychology and minors in chemistry and Spanish.
Oh, shit.
And in the midst, trained Olympic weightlifting also over there. And then after I graduated, I came back here, and yeah.
So what got you into weightlifting? Because I've seen your shit on Instagram, and you're a fucking beast. So what got you into that?
Okay, it's a crazy story. So, Coach Jan in high school,
right.
I did pentathlon with him, and I was getting ready to go to college, and there wasn't to train for 5 sports: the running, swimming, shooting, fencing, horseback riding. I don't know, that was going to be a little bit difficult in college with not a coach. So
right. Coach
Jan got the bright idea. He knew the head coach at the Olympic Training Center, Zygmunt, and he's like, Amira, Olympic weightlifting, strong. And I'm like, what is that? Like, had no idea what that was. And so he called up Zygmunt, and
I don't know why that's happening. We're having the static again. Do you know why? How did we fix that last time?
We just moved the cords around, unplugged them back in.
Okay, hopefully that helped.
Yeah.
Okay, Anyway, you were saying.
Oh, well, I can hear you clear now, too.
Okay.
So, yeah, he introduced me to Zygmunt, and on my way into college, I stopped by the Olympic Training Center, and Zygmunt, the coach, just had me, like, move around an empty barbell, and I guess to see if I had potential. And then the rest is history. And he's like, oh, yes, you have potential. Like, good for him. And I'm like, okay. I didn't even know what it was. Like, before that day. So
where did that take you? Like, how long did you end up training before you started doing, like, competitions and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, man, tons of training. And it was in Colorado Springs where I trained. And then I went to college in Denver. So tons of commutes, an hour commute, about 4 times a week there, 2-hour training and an hour back.
He's quick with looking stuff up. He's gotten real quick.
I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it was a process. I competed at one national meet that actually was here in Albuquerque in July of 2019, I believe. But I really was just getting started. Like, I haven't even really begun yet, I feel like, with the competing part. So
what was your training like going into stuff like that?
At first, because I was brand new, started like a brand new sport. It was so much just technique and barbell work, empty barbell work, light weights, just drills, just to get that good technique and tons of time and patience. It's not just like throwing on weights and like lifting it, it's like very long journey to be good.
Yeah, I forget what the movement's called, but where you just have the bar on the ground and you just immediately go straight up. You don't clean, you don't press. You just go. What's that?
That is called the Snatch.
Okay, the Snatch. That scares the fuck out of me because every time I see someone doing it, I'm waiting for that shoulder to go back and then just gone. Yeah, that shit scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah, so that is a very technical move, and that is. Oh, yeah, that's not the best technique right there, but that was still my beginning stages. But it's so technical, and I was very fortunate to have amazing top-of-the-line coaches Vardanian weightlifting. Norik Vardanian was my first coach in the sport, and he went to the 2012 Olympics, represented Armenia, and his father's absolute legend in the sport. Olympic champion, so many world records, like
How do you spell the last name?
Vardanian. Vardanian.
Vardanian. So you got trained by a fucking Olympian.
Yes.
That's some shit.
And then his wife now, who they just got married, Jenny Arthur, is a 2016 Olympian as well for the sport.
I have no idea what that problem is.
It's okay.
That's so strange. Okay, anyway. So whenever you're starting to like prepare for a competition, what's your diet like?
Oh, so
Like how strict do you go?
yeah, so there's different weight classes for weightlifting. It goes for women, the smallest is 49 kilos. So 1 kilo is 2.2 pounds. So,
I was gonna say, what is that in American?
so I know, and I like don't know pounds that good, so I'm like kilos. I'm like 49 times 2.2. What is that? 105 or something like that. Yeah, something like that. It's the
Okay.
lowest, and then it goes up to oh my gosh, why am I blank? Is it 89 plus? I don't know. There's like super.
Just barbarian sized people.
Yeah. So I was in the 64 kilo weight class.
Okay.
And yeah, so I don't know. I never was on a strict diet. Mainly my coach always wanted me to gain more weight. Actually, weight moves weight in his words. So always on me actually to put on weight, which is like harder. I don't know. Losing weight and gaining weight are both the same, one and the same, just different spectrums. It was just as
Right.
hard for me to like gain weight. So I was always trying to gain weight and eat more. But obviously carbs are your best friend, protein. I never had a strict diet, just try to be healthy, like healthy and get carbs and protein and yeah.
No, yeah. Well, it's funny you
The
bring
main
up.
stuff.
It's funny you bring up like carbs being your friend because like that's such a hot topic now.
Oh,
Where it's
yeah.
like carbs are the worst thing you can put into your body. You shouldn't have carbs and you shouldn't have fat or sugar. So like 'cause that's
Yeah.
what keto is, right?
Yeah, I think isn't that just no carbs,
Like
right?
zero carbs.
Just protein and fat.
That's terrifying
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but
because you put your body into ketosis.
Right.
Right. And can you look up the strict definition of ketosis? I'm not talking out of my ass.
Well, it's fun when you talk about your ass.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, you put your body into a state of ketosis, and the people like end up like dying, right? So yeah, the metabolic state characterized by elevated levels of okay, so high levels of ketone, but that's from cutting out carbs.
right. So then your body, what is it? Starts to burn like your
It tries to use the
Body
fat as
fats?
energy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just so strange to me.
yeah. I don't know
The
too much.
stupid down version I got of it was exactly that. It's like you cut out carbs, so your body learns how to burn fat instead of burning carbs.
Yeah.
See, and you need fat.
You need fat. See, fat's good. You need a little meat on, like a little meat is good for you.
Yeah.
And carbs, yeah, for training, lifting, all that weight, you need something to burn, so.
Yeah, it's such a scary thing to like cut out, like just work in absolutes like that, because I feel like it's just completely just tortures your body,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. That's crazy.
So did you end up doing stuff like bench, squat, deadlift? Were those events that you were doing?
No, those are like more in a sense, like supplemental exercises for weightlifting. So for like training, a training session, it would be you would have so you'd warm up, stretch, do however you need to get warmed up, and you would have one snatch exercise. There's variations. You can do so many different variations of snatch. You can do no feet snatch, no contact snatch, power snatch.
The fuck is no feet? How do you not use your feet?
I know, right? One of my favorite exercises, actually. The snatch, you start with your arms are like a little bit wider on the bar.
Yeah.
And the snatch is a one movement where you pretty much stay over the bar, you hit contact at your hips, and then you, at the same time, it's like free weight in the air. That's when you're moving under the bar and you catch the bar and stand up. So,
Right.
And you move your feet out at the same time. So no feet snatch, you start with your feet a little wide, so you pretty much just go on your toes and straight back down it. You have to be almost super technical. It's very technical.
I just saw.
So Yeah, it's just you don't really move your feet just on your toes and down one. So it's a really good technical exercise. You can't jump forward. You can't. It helps with technique a lot. That's one of my
That's
favorite
scary.
exercises.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Yes. So see, Olympic weightlifting, it's very like a combination of control. It's not just like, oh, the more like in a sense hype you get, like especially for snatches, that's not going to work out because you need to be like completely focused, loose, and like it's
Right.
not fluidity, so it's like very like smooth. You don't get tense, that's when it goes wrong.
Well, I was gonna say, like, so what are you doing to keep your body from not only like hyperextending that shoulder, but like what kind of techniques or what kind of like movements are they teaching you so that you don't just jerk that weight back and lose it?
Right. It's sometimes, and see, something that I was taught, like I remember my coach, Norick, one of my first sessions with him, he taught me how to like miss. He was like, okay, we're going to actually like miss so you can learn how to miss a weight properly because it's going to happen. You're not going to make every lift you make, but you need to know how to properly, in a sense, bail or miss a lift. So I remember he taught me, he was like, okay, do it and then miss it. It just, so what was your question again?
Well, it's like what are you training your body to do? What kind of like techniques are you trying to learn? Because again, like, I just see people when they do that snatch, that bar goes up and the shoulders come back, but they control it. So
Right,
what are you
it's like
teaching your body to like control it that well?
So let me try to think about that for a second. So to learn it from the basics, it was so much just empty bar work. So, you can't really hurt yourself with just empty bar. I mean, you could, but
Takes a lot of effort.
yeah. And what you like train yourself to do at the first is what I did a lot with my coach was like just sit in the bottom position with the barbell overhead and just like sit there and like literally you want to be relaxed.
That sounds like torture.
I know it sounds crazy, but you want to be actually as relaxed as possible in that bottom position. And a good way he put it is just like think of like your bone sitting on top of your bone, just like relaxed. It's a crazy concept, I know.
Yeah.
It's not really like talked about, or the average person who never heard about it wouldn't think that, but it's actually like you want to be completely like relaxed and in like the deepest squat that you can be, and that's your most stable. Like the snatch is finished actually in the bottom position when you're sitting down there. Then it's done. All you have to do is stand up. That's the easy part.
I don't know about that, but holy crap, oh my God. So when you're doing a competition,
Yeah.
they expect you to stand up, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Okay.
So for a competition, you get 3 attempts. So the snatch and the clean and jerk, those are the 2 competition lifts.
Okay.
The clean and jerk is when you clean it, you stand it up, and then you jerk it above your head.
Right.
So you get 3 attempts, and so you go out with your opening attempt, and there's judges, 3 judges in front of you, 1 in the center, and then 2 kind of inside, and you can't press it out. So there's a few things that you'll get. You need to get at least 2 white lights. 2 out of the 3 need to be white lights for it to be a good lift. And what makes it not a good lift is if you press out. So if you catch the weight, but your elbows bend and you like rebend, that's a press out, no lift.
So you have to like start and
Lock it
end like that.
Yeah, it has to be a lockout. And what you do is you lock it out, you stand up, and then you wait for the buzzer, and then you drop the weight. Just boom, drop it.
Oh God.
That's probably the best part. You just drop that weight after you smash that PR. But
So yeah, how heavy have you been able to go?
my best snatch is 75 kilos? 75 kilos. Yeah, I should know this. But
Can I get that in pounds, please?
that's still
So I can gauge it.
that's still like baby weight, to be honest.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not putting 165 pounds above my head like that. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's still baby weight. You like for my weight class, that's baby weight, but still stepping stone. And then clean and jerk, 96 kilos is the most that I've done with that.
And the clean is where you flip it up like that and go up.
Yep, you start from the ground, clean it, stand up, and then jerk it above your head.
Yeah, see, Jet tried getting me into clean and jerks. And I remember trying to do that with like 25 pounds on each side and just by wrist telling me to go fuck myself.
Yeah, see? No, that's why, yeah, like at the beginning stages though, because some people's bodies, it takes really flexibility, like, so that's what you have to train, but it's okay if you're, at first, you don't have flexibility, that's the beauty of this sport. You can, like, by showing up consistency day in, day out, you're going to get better, and you're
Right.
going to surprise yourself, actually, that you will be able, your wrists will get, to the right position. Just
At
takes
first, they were
dedication.
just like not.
Hurt
Yeah.
and stiff, and
Well, because I remember more on like the shoulder thing. God, when we were in high school, I was in the gym, and no one taught me how to fucking lift weights when I was 15 years old. 15, 16. So I'm trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
I'm doing a shoulder press with like maybe 30-pound dumbbells, the heaviest I could do back then, and like I lost focus for a split second.
Yeah.
And then this shoulder, like I lost like the tension, and it went like back and out and in, and I felt like, but it didn't hurt, right? And it never hurt. Never had to get surgery on it. Never had to get like looked at. So I just like put the weights down and ran out of the gym. I was so fucking scared. And like I remember, and it scared the shit out of me from leg press for the longest time. Because the leg presses at our old gym, it doesn't go like up. It went like out.
Oh, okay.
So I remember doing that, and again I lost focus. And this is how I know there's a God. Okay, this is how I know there's a God. My legs go out, and then like my left leg, the knee went down.
No.
It went like down and out and locked back into place, and then the weight came back, and I was like, I just fucking sprinted out of the gym. I'm so scared.
Oh my God, that does not sound good.
No, very scary. So yeah, props to you for doing crazy fucking weights like that. Oh my God.
Oh, and yeah, mental focus. That is, you have to be focused, because 1 second of losing focus, then,
You could ruin yourself.
yeah.
Oh, for sure. So we kind of mentioned earlier you're a driver now for a mail carrying service.
Yeah.
To leave names out of it.
Right.
And so where do you find the time? 'Cause I mean, what, 8 a.m. to sometimes almost 10 or 11 at night?
Oh, so yeah, see, life happens, people, life happens. Currently going through a little bit of I don't even know what you want to call it, but struggling with fitting it in right now, actually. So I haven't trained in, I don't even know how many months, but I've been a driver for almost a year now or something. So pretty much it's been a wild ride since then. It's hard for me. I feel like this is excuses. It really is when it comes down to it, but my schedule is so like
Hectic.
it's not 9 to 5. It's, you don't know when you're going to end. It could, I've finished at like 11 o'clock, got home at like 11 something at night. And so it's hard to plan, and consistency is key with the sport. So
Right. Well, I feel like keeping your body healthy
Right.
consistency is key.
Right. Yeah. And it's also a physical, like being a driver, delivering packages is a physical job.
It's a physically demanding job.
Oh yeah, like I had my Fitbit, Apple Watch, and it tracks your steps, and it's on average between like 8 to sometimes up to 13 miles of walking for a shift, like a day, So times that by like 5, and it's like, oh my God, this is like cardio, like
There's your cardio right there.
Right. So whereas like to be a weightlifter, like at a high level, they go to training. They train, they go back home or whatever, they're like off their legs, like resting, and that's such a crucial part of weightlifting is recovery,
Right.
Resting, and so I haven't quite figured out what my path is gonna, go on, but it's kind of like heartbreaking in a sense, because I still have dreams for Olympic weightlifting, but it's kind of like on hold now, or I'm trying to figure out, okay, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, that's relatable.
I know, right?
But yeah, like it's funny you bring that up about like having a physically demanding job while wanting to be a weightlifter, because some of like the best bodybuilders out there, they started in construction.
Yeah.
And they're like, this doesn't work. Like I'm not getting muscle. I don't have enough money to eat the amount of food that I need to.
Right.
But then they finally caught that big break, and they
Right.
were like, I'm never doing that job again.
Yeah.
It's weird how like the physically demanding job when you're first starting out is such a common denominator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I know. But then again, who was it? I don't know. It's a very famous person, or not famous person, but a bodybuilder who's really successful, and he's like a policeman.
Oh, Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman. How did I know his name? But then
An absolute freak of nature.
See, in my mind, I'm like, if there's a will, there's a way. So maybe I just haven't figured it out yet. But yeah, so.
Well, that guy, like, that guy's like a human specimen,
I know.
Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna figure out what that beeping is.
Okay.
I'm not gonna cut the cameras or anything. It's just easier to like cut out and post.
Yeah. Sounds
I'm
good.
gonna figure out what that beeping is. Can you like you don't have to record it obviously, but can you like look up like static and microphones real quick and how to get rid of it? And they're
probably all the power cables you have dripped across it.
And it's Shure 75B. What do you mean?
Like, if you have power cables across a input, it will pick up the static from that power cable. So try getting everything from the microphone away from power cables. Like if you have them running underneath the table or...
No, there's nothing running over these.
Okay, yeah, just keep them as separate as physically possible.
Yeah, like they're all about as spread out as you can be.
Maybe that thing.
Or if you have phones or just something that can bring up interference.
My phone's down there. I can
I
like.
put my phone in the desk, so maybe I'll just. Here's my here.
Interference problems.
I don't know. If, is that?
Yeah,
Far
maybe
enough?
that'll work. We'll see. Okay. Anyway, and we'll get back to it. Okay. So anyway, Ronnie Coleman, freak of nature. No, that guy is like. I think he's the perfect storm of genetics,
Yeah.
timing, and like sure fucking will. That
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Like-
oh man, yeah. To make it work, but then I remember watching some interview or something that he said, and he was like, "But like people think I'm crazy. They tell me I'm crazy, but like I love it. You know, like when you love something so much, you're gonna make it happen." And I feel like combination of what you said with him plus his just pure like passion and love for it makes it work. So there's people like that. I'm like, okay, if there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't figured out the way yet, but just gotta be patient.
Yeah, and that like, can you look up Ronnie Coleman real quick when he was a cop? Like, so I just love seeing that picture when he's in his locker and I think he's like getting ready. Yeah. And he's like getting ready or he's like getting food or something. And like his sleeve is about to burst open because of his arm because his arm is so fucking, yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, are you kidding me? Imagine that dude pulling you over.
Oh yeah, I'd be terrified. Like, okay.
Absolute freak. Because like,
Yeah, freak of nature.
like people give, athletes shit for taking steroids.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's some sports where steroids aren't really, maybe they're not as acceptable, like maybe like football or basketball, where everyone should be at a level playing field. It's now just straight up ability,
Right.
But like, I feel like there isn't really bodybuilding without steroids.
I know. Yeah.
You're and same thing with like power. Like there should be natural categories for bodybuilding or powerlifting, but there should definitely be steroids allowed if for the people who really want to like unlock
To like really see what you can do.
that is insane. Like the vein in his biceps look like these cords. Like,
I know, right? That is insane. I didn't even know that's.
but now like the poor guy, like he walks around in a walker.
Yeah. See.
Like he walks around in a walker, moves around in a wheelchair. His entire spine is fused together.
I know. So it's kind of like, well, there's a price to pay, I suppose.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be that crazy.
Yeah, like he had an episode last summer in the middle of COVID.
Yeah.
With Rogan, and they were talking about that and how like when he was getting all his surgeries done, like he didn't really have access or no one really told him about like stem cells, so that really wasn't like a thing for him.
Yeah.
And all his shit just got fused together, so his spine is just like one big bone now.
Oh man, the pain. That sounds just. I don't know. That's crazy. I wonder if he is happy with.
Well,
or,
he's
like,
still like
he
he still works out apparently.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how you stop after living that like insane
Right.
lifestyle.
Yeah, that's another like topic and this of like athletes, like I don't know, I've been thinking about like who have the Olympic dream, like, and they train and they want to go to the Olympics and they make it to the Olympics, and then I think like that transition afterwards has to be like, I don't know, for something you've trained for maybe since you were so young and you reach your
Right.
goal, Olympics, and then it's like, okay, like then what, like
Yeah.
that. So I think of that too, like of having such a big goal, sometimes working hard for it, and then once accomplished, it's like, okay, like are you ever gonna feel satisfied with,
Yeah.
or like, I don't know.
Well, because you're training your reward system.
Yeah.
You're training yourself, and eventually you won't be satisfied until you get what you want.
Right. But then once you get it, like you have a dream to go to the Olympics, you go to the Olympics, then I don't know. Seems like some athletes still aren't like they're hungry for more. And it's like, is that ever going to go away, or is that just part of it? You know.
That is interesting, and like, and this is a real stupid question, but you can be a multiple-time gold medalist, right? Like, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
You can keep representing.
Yeah.
But Michael Phelps, right? How many times has he won a gold medal?
Oh yeah. Let's see. A lot of times.
But he also didn't he get pop for steroids, or he was doing something.
Like,
My God.
yeah. You know. So then, and then it's like after those days are over, like I don't know. I bet the mental part of it of like after you're striving for something for so long, it's kind of like, okay, what next now? Or like after you feel like you accomplished everything that you set out to, just the mental part.
Well, I think one of the best examples of that is, I don't know how much you follow fighting, UFC and all that, but
I've watched. I don't know too much.
But you know who Khabib Nurmagomedov? I hate pronouncing his last name, but Khabib, right?
Yeah.
That dude went 23-0, and then father passes away. He fights one more time, and he takes out Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
Right? He takes out Gaethje.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm done. Like, I can't fight without my dad. I've pretty much done everything this sport has to offer. Like, I'm done. And I think that's like, that picture of him crying was when he was announcing his retirement.
Wow.
And, well, I think that's crazy because, like, how many people do you see or hear of in, like, fighting where they don't stop?
Right.
And then they end up punch drunk. They're, like, borderline mentally disabled.
Yeah.
That story does not end well.
No.
You know?
Yeah, that's.
I think one of the best examples of that, sadly, is Muhammad Ali. Like, watching that dude speak before he died.
Yeah.
It was almost like disrespectful putting that guy on TV.
Yeah.
Like, because
I know, right?
he couldn't like articulate, he couldn't form sentences. Words were coming out like mush.
Yeah.
Like, he said like mashed potatoes in his mouth, and like the poor guy.
Oh my.
You know.
I know. Gosh.
Like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. The mental part of sport is crazy.
So what do you use like not like physically, but like what do you do to like keep yourself going mentally whenever you are training like that, when you're trying to keep up a training regimen, a certain diet?
Yeah. I don't know. It like reflects life. I feel like just like sport, the Olympic weightlifting training for that, it really corresponds to life. Like everybody has their own. So Olympic weightlifting training for that, ups and downs all the time. You know, it's not like an easy straight path.
Right.
And just same as like life though, even like right now, my life, I don't know, it's ups and downs. I'm like, what am I doing? But I guess like recognizing just the small things keeps you going, because you know you can always have a big goal in the back of your mind. Yeah, that can be your driving force. But what I try it's easier said than done, but not focus so much on that huge goal that you have. You can have that in your mind, but like look at the small things that are happening and just try to appreciate like the small steps, you know? Because it's those small things that eventually add up.
Well, I was gonna say, like, how important are goals to you? Like, whether it's like the big goal that you have, or like setting like daily stuff to accomplish. Like, how important is that to you?
Yeah, that's really important to me. I feel like just to always be striving for something is a good thing for everyone to try to do. Gives you, in a sense, a purpose, you know, to try to strive for something, but also appreciate the small things along the way is something I'm trying to work on. Like, just be appreciative for like, because it's like the small things that add up to the big things. And if you're so focused on the big thing, you're going to miss out like on the journey, you know, and that's the part that when you look back on, that's the part that's actually the best part, was like the journey, not necessarily the end Olympic day. That's one day out of your life, you know.
Yeah.
One day, that's your goal, but that's one day out of your life. It's the journey in between. So just more so, I think, trying to be like present every day and just appreciate small things every day. I think that helps out a lot.
No, yeah, I think if you're just begrudgingly going through because again, like people that succeed, they 9 times out of 10 they'll have that mentor, the coach,
Yeah.
the trainer, whoever it is. And if you're just begrudgingly doing what they're saying, I feel like you'd eventually just go through the motions.
Right.
Your heart's not in it, and
Right.
then you're not going to succeed anyway. And then there you go, you just suffered for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. And even like the bad days, though, I mean, it sounds cliche, but those are the days that you actually
You
grow.
have to
And
show up.
yeah, and even in like life too, like the bad days, you can try to like those are the days where your character grows, and like to go, it's like two ends of a spectrum. If you want to have high success, you also have to know what like serious failure is too. It's
Yeah.
same, spectrum. So just like recognizing and then embracing it and being like, this too shall pass. Like just like the good times pass, but so do like the hard times. They're gonna pass. You have to just
You have to keep going.
keep going. So
Yeah.
in life too, not just sport, but that's what this sport has taught me.
Yeah, no, for sure. Is there any like element for you, like the spirituality or religion part of that? Is there anything of that kind of like helps motivate you, or do you not really
Yeah,
participate? Participate? Is that a good way to like
Yeah.
call being a part of a religion? Participate?
yeah. I'm like still exploring, like the spirituality realm.
You're religiously dating right now. No, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. That. So I'm still exploring that, but like meditation is something that I'm also trying to work on. It like really helps ground you. Like supposedly if you can meditate, like it brings you back to your core. And like what is meditation? It's the like a period of time of just being like thoughtless and just it's like you're being the observer, and it's good to try to get that mindset to go through life like that, in a sense, being observer and not being so attached.
Which is so hard.
I know it's hard, and that's why I practice. But see, same as like
Yeah.
weightlifting. If you want to be a good weightlifter, you need to show up day in, day out, practice, repetition. Same with something like meditation or whatever, you want to do. Dedication. Common themes among success is dedication, consistency, and like I think heart, like passion.
Yeah.
Those are common themes that, to
It
succeed,
just
so.
makes a champion. No,
Exactly.
for sure. So how long has meditation been a part of your life? Like, how long has that been like a practice?
Yeah, I feel like I really discovered it in college, like not consistently, but I really like found, like started going to a meditation center where you just go in, it's just a peaceful place and you can just sit and meditate. And I've done meditations, like guided meditations help a lot when you're first starting out, just so they just kind of guide you like through it.
Interesting.
And I've had some, I don't know, crazy like experiences, like seeing like my future self. I don't know, and
That's
it's like
crazy.
moving, like it's kind of like moving. Like one experience, it was like I saw like my future self, and it was just like in a sense mentoring myself, like keep going. Like I tried to write down like, okay, what did my future self tell me? But it was like a powerful experience of like, okay, just keep going. Like it's gonna work out in the end. You have to push through. There's gonna be hard times. Like I don't know. It was a crazy experience that I won't forget. But
Well, that sounds like borderline psychedelic.
I know.
Because I got a buddy of mine who's like he like lives by meditation. He found
Yeah.
it out, I think, the tail end of him being in high school.
Yeah.
And he lives by it now.
Yeah.
And he has like, he's taken like mushrooms and acid before. And he's like, yeah, I can almost simulate a acid trip.
Yeah. Through meditation.
If
Yeah.
I meditate long enough. And I'm like, okay.
You're like,
holy
what is
crap.
that? Yeah, no. But meditation, yeah, I think also just like, because in the world we're so busy, like constant stress, worry, you got to go here, this, and like it's a good way to just like clear your,
Anxieties.
like a clean slate and like really help to not, for anxiety. Yeah, I think everyone to some degree probably struggles with anxiety to some level. It's hard
Especially today.
Yeah, especially today, so just trying to like be in the present moment and just be like here and just be like an observer of things. Try not to get attached to things and just kind of see them come and go. Like same with meditation. At first you're just letting your thoughts come, but just try to let them like go, so.
And that's real scary for people. Like depending on how fixated people can be on control.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
That could be real scary
Oh,
because like
I
everything,
totally see that.
like, cause especially today where like you're saying, everyone's so busy,
Right.
instant gratification. I mean, my my big philosophy is like, I think the downfall of our civilization was the moment we invented smartphones. I
Yeah.
think that was it right there. Like, that we signed our own death warrant right there.
Yeah.
And so now with all that going on, being able to not be in control, let yourself like let go of things.
I know, it's
whether that's like physical things, thoughts,
Yeah.
even people.
Yep,
Right?
definitely.
Like you don't like it's a very scary thing for a lot of people, understandably so. It's like, yeah, you could wake up tomorrow in your if you're in a relationship, whether it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, husband, wife, your best friend, you know, that could be one way or another, that could be over tomorrow.
Exactly.
And so like I feel like meditation, if you do it properly and you approach it the right way, you could almost like mentally prepare yourself for the biggest parts of your life ending.
Yeah, that's so true. And like help you keep focused, like, okay, yeah, or not worry so much about the future in a sense, and be like in the moment with your loved one. You're there, like fully present. And I think to be able to say that, like, I was fully present in the moment. And that's why I do have such a problem with like social media and stuff and smartphones. It's like, I feel like it's like a drug that we just, like, I catch myself just grabbing my
Same.
phone, clicking on like Instagram or Facebook without
Yep.
even like knowing.
Thinking about it.
And I'm just like, why? Like,
Yeah.
and then I feel bad for spending so much time on there. But at the end, I mean, there's also a healthy, you know, it can be positive too. Balance, I guess, is key. But
Well, no, yeah, like social media, like it's such a bittersweet thing. Because I mean, without social media, none of this would happen.
exactly. See?
Easily, none of this would happen.
See?
What am I gonna do? Write you a letter? Like, figure out your
Yeah.
address, write you a letter.
Oh, yeah,
you know.
see?
But like, especially like me, you, and Joey coming from NEMI, like we have so many friends that are like spread out, just shotgun across the world.
Yeah.
That you can't really, without social media, you can't.
You wouldn't know
keep
what's-
track of 'em.
Yeah, and yeah, it's so nice to see our friends, you know.
Yeah,
That's
but
the cool part.
But then the bad side of that is like it's just social media. It propagates so much hate and so
Yeah.
much like ugliness, whether it's like socially, whether it's politically, whether it's like even like with athletes, right? It's body shaming, or it's
I know.
like you shame the person that's super in shape. And then you turn around and you glorify the out of shape person, or the other way around. You over glorify the athlete and you make the out of shape person want to kill themselves. Like
Yep,
it's
it's
such
just-
a.
Oh, it's so complex. It is a complex.
Do you ever watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix?
Oh, I did watch that actually.
Yeah,
I watched that, yeah.
One of the things that stuck with me, I think it was the lady that worked for that was like a VP of Twitter,
Yeah.
or something like that. She goes, yeah, like in the mornings for people now, it's either when do you check your phone, before you pee or while you're peeing? Which one? And that's just a real scary thing. Yeah, right. Yeah, social dilemma.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary because what's scary about that is like, granted, excuse me, I could have done without like the family storyline. Like, you don't need to really feed me the information that way.
Right.
Like, I get how it's applicable. The thing's in my pocket.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
What sucked was like I was laying in bed watching it, and sometimes I'd just be laying there and then I pull out my phone.
I know.
And I'm like, what?
Oh,
No,
that's
I'm
the trap.
a part of the problem.
I know.
But they had people, not just like historians or like people who had studied the brain or studied the evolution of communication. It's people that worked at Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, MySpace, Instagram. And like, it's scary. These people are like, yeah, we know what we were doing, and it's working exactly the way we wanted it to. And again, like, we're also signing our own death warrants with
I know. So that's a tough.
yeah, like apparently like Steve Jobs and Tim Cook, I think, runs Apple now.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of those guys won't let their kids have iPads.
Yeah. See, that's
When the dealer doesn't do their own drug.
you're like, ooh,
You know?
that's, I don't know. That's a big statement right there.
Yeah. No,
I
for
don't
real.
know, like how to fix it, or I don't know.
I don't think you
or
can.
How to get a healthy balance, or I don't know if there's a solution.
I think it's crazy. Like, but the solution for me used to be deleting the app.
Yeah, that's what I went on like a break just recently.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like nice, but then when you get back, it's like, or you feel like you missed out, or like you
Yeah.
have to catch up. You're like, oh my god. Then you find out all this stuff, or you don't know about all this stuff because you weren't on. It's like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, and like I had to take a break from social media last year, like in the height of the pandemic. Like right after the George Floyd thing happened.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, we're done. Like, I can't. You're freaking me out now. Like, I can't.
I need to.
I
get
can't
off
take
this,
it,
yeah.
man.
Intense.
Because you're literally like rewiring your reward system. you
Yeah.
know, to like need these bright lights and these like bright lights and very like high sounds and you know all this craziness going on.
Yeah.
And no, it's crazy. But on the again on a positive side of social media, you posted something in your story like yesterday. I found like really interesting about like you know when your loved ones pass on and like them still being here.
Yeah.
So like, what are your for people who haven't like seen that? As it's certainly gone by now.
Yeah.
Like, what are your thoughts on that? I found that like really interesting.
Oh yeah, that's like another part. See, I'm still like finding my way through this realm of spirituality, but that's something I don't know. I've like felt it was like a first hand experience, and I've read books. Like I like to read a lot of books and books about that, but just like I don't know about like our existence. Like we have our physical body, but there's also like when we die. Oh yeah, our physical body is gone, but like our soul, you know, it's still, I don't know, it can be interesting, but yeah, pretty much. So yeah, my grandma passed away, and like she was a close person to me, you know, like really close. We had really strong connection, and
Yeah.
I don't know, I just like talk to her, but it's hard to not doubt, you know, because it's something you can't see, like it's just like an intuition. It's like a
Right.
heart feeling. But I did experience trying to talk to her or just talk to the spirit realm. It sounds
No,
kinda crazy.
no, yeah.
And you know, just ask her like, okay, send me a sign, Grandma. Like if you're still here with me, just send me a sign. You know, and I was very specific about the sign because I read in a book many testimonies about this, and they were like, yeah, be specific, like about what you want your loved one to send. They're out there. They want you to like receive it, and a lot of times we're just so oblivious to it. So it's another thing of just being aware in like the present moment. And I just asked her to send me a bird. I was like, send me a colorful bird in my path to let me know like you're still here with me. And I just put that out there, you know, in the universe, and kind of forgot about it and went on my merry way. And I was at work, and I walk out of the truck, have a package, walk into a car, and like this small red bird flutters. I said this in my story. Second time you're hearing this, but like arm length in my face, like it stopped me from like walking. It like got in my path and was fluttering here. This red bird, and like instantly you just felt like in your heart, like oh my gosh, like that's her. Like she's with me right now, and it just brings like I don't know, something so powerful. It brought tears to my eyes because you just like feel it, you know. I just felt it, and that's how I like knew it was like a confirmation in a sense. So I believe we can all do that. It's just a matter of like our awareness. We just have to be aware and don't doubt the signs.
Yeah.
You know, like if you really do miss someone that is gone, you can like talk to them. You can ask them for comfort and ask them to like be with you, and you can feel their presence.
Yeah.
Just being aware, trying to be aware and open about it. It's a little bit like doubty at first. You can doubt it.
Well, no, I mean, energy's a thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's like energy, right?
Energy's a thing. And very small things or big things like that, right? I really do believe energy's a huge thing.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's anything from like you just have a bad feeling about a situation and you leave, or it's something as simple as like it's happened to me like once or twice where I'll be sitting at an intersection, light turns green, and I'm like, and then a car just
that gut, it's like
right, like your spidey senses are going off, and you're like, yeah, I should not be doing this right now, right? Or something huge like that where you actually find a connection to like what else is out there,
right? So that's it. Yeah, something I'm trying to explore more, you know, explore more and be like more open. I think it takes like an open heart. You have to kind of open yourself and be a little bit vulnerable to really like be able to experience it, which takes practice and, you know.
No, yeah. And I mean, I think, you know, and I think that there's like, this is one thing I'm very happy with what our society, like the Western society at least, is becoming a lot more acceptive of. Like, obviously marijuana is becoming legal throughout the country, little by little, state by state. They're starting to kind of open their minds to it and legalize. But then you have absolutely radical states like Oregon that want to decriminalize everything.
Right.
And for better or worse, in my opinion, on like the positive side of that, you be able to then allow the government and you allow scientists to experiment in a controlled environment with stuff like mushrooms. Like, they grow out of the ground.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, see, something that's I feel like something that comes from Earth. I know this is a touchy subject, so sorry to anyone. But like comes out of the ground, like that's like nature. I don't know, it's nature.
Well, right. No, it's certainly nature. I mean, like, are there negative sides to it? For sure.
Right.
Like,
Just like anything. Though,
exactly.
You know?
How many accounts are there of people smoking, like, even like smoking weed or taking edibles that just they go insane, like their brain just breaks.
Yeah.
It wasn't for them,
Right.
but for other people, they can take, you know, whatever drug they want, like an absolute champ. You know, like there's a guy, his name's Dr. Carl Hart. I brought him up last time we did a podcast. He is a doctor, and he's I think he's a psychologist out of Colombia. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he regularly does heroin.
Oh my gosh.
Pure heroin. Yeah, he regularly just smokes. He snorts heroin.
What?
And apparently it makes him super creative and super like spiritually fluid.
Yeah.
And like opens up his brain. I mean, do your thing. It's not something I'd ever like want to do myself. But like, I think he's a great example of how as a society we can like kind of open up to like the idea of like there's even records of like the biblical times, right, where they're taking mushrooms, or they take a psilocybin infused wine to speak to God.
Yeah.
Or like the story of Moses and the burning bush. There's a lot of theories that say that bush was actually had DMT growing inside of it, and he inhaled it and went to another place and thought God was in a bush.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
That is.
No, it's insane. And acknowledge using heroin. Yeah, absolutely insane.
No, that is. I've never heard of him. Actually. Wow.
And I just hear like so many stories, and they actually did. I don't know if you know this or not, but they did a study here in UNM on DMT, and back in the 90s, I think. The book was called DMT: The Spirit Molecule. Yeah. And they got like, I think it was like 52. If you could figure out how many people there were.
What was it called again?
DMT: The Spirit Molecule.
It's a film.
There's a book though. Yeah, and they talk about the thing they did here in UNM, and I think they took like 52 people. Yeah. And they managed to do it all in controlled environments, obviously separate, and they gave them the same amounts of DMT. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know how much you like looked into like the process of DMT or like what it does to you.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, so it's actually a chemical that's found in your brain.
Okay.
And that's what your brain secretes when you die.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's why like, when people die, but like they medically die, but they manage to come back. Yeah. When they say like, oh yeah, I saw the bright light. Right. I saw my relatives. I saw God, you know, whatever it was. Or the people that are like, I saw the devil, or I saw darkness, like complete darkness. Yeah. You know, obviously there's like the religious element where it's like, yeah, maybe you really did see, whatever it is you saw. Yeah. Or maybe it's just this chemical in your predisposed beliefs, and that's what like led you. But anyway, so you can smoke it. Mm-hmm. And they got like 52 people, got them in different rooms, separated them, and they managed to like, so like if you do it properly, so it's like one hit is you get like bananas high. Like you close your eyes and you see like geographical like kaleidoscopes and bright lights and like this absolute insanity. Yeah. Like there's videos you can watch on YouTube of like DMT simulations. Yeah. I can't watch them.
They're too much.
It's
too intense.
Weird. Look, like they try to think about it. Like if you were to see that in like while closing your eyes, so everything is that. Yeah. Because that's the second one. Yes, that is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. I just have to live through that.
No. Yeah.
Can't escape it for a while.
So your environment starts like changing, and then you can kind of bounce forward a little bit.
Yeah, then you just go sky your way.
Yeah, and it becomes that. I don't know.
That's
Yeah, that'd be, I don't even know.
yeah,
That would be crazy.
yeah. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And then like people, so if you smoke it the first time, you'll get something like that. Like that's the first hit, and the second hit is supposed to take you past that, and you go into like the waiting room. And most people, I think most of everyone in that study,
Yeah.
they talked about speaking to a feminine figure. Didn't have a
Wow.
body, didn't have like a human,
Yeah.
like shell,
Yeah.
but it was like a
gosh.
feminine entity
Yeah.
that was like talking and trying to like console them, like a mother almost.
Wow.
And then by that time, you're like knocked out on your couch, knocked out on wherever you're sitting, and your buddy has to help you take a third hit, and that's when you're supposed to like break through, and
Wow.
that's when people talk about like,
Rebirth.
yeah, no, yeah, seriously, yeah,
I know you're high, dude. Here's some more drugs.
yeah, and they like, and people have said like they talk to God, like
Yeah.
God, and they talk to like reptile figures, they talk to like garden gnomes.
Wow.
Or they've
that must be
spoken to
crazy
like
experience.
reptiles or clowns,
Yeah. all
and
different types.
it like changes them.
Yeah, they come back different.
And
That's crazy.
what's crazy about it too is you're only in it for 15 minutes,
Oh wow.
but the high feels like 8 to 12 hours.
Oh wow, it's only 15 minutes. Gosh, the craziest 15 minutes of your life.
Yeah, and it's supposed to simulate like 8 to 12 hours of this like fantasy.
That's insane. I don't know if I'd want to do that.
That's
But
terrifying.
that sounds crazy. Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah,
a lot
but
of courage.
no, I feel like yeah, that's hearing stories like that is kind of like what brings a lot of credit to stuff that you're saying.
Yeah.
You know, about how like you're able to like since you had that strong connection
Yeah.
here while she was alive, you're able to like kind of reach out and
Yeah.
put that into the universe and see what's happening.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I feel like there's so much more to like get out of that. I have to explore more,
Yeah.
So much more, but it was a crazy you just like feel it inside, so it's crazy.
Do you think there's aliens out there talking about like more?
I think possibly.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm not a math guy. I mean, you saw me in high school. I'm not a math guy.
You saw it.
But I feel like statistically
Yeah.
there's more.
Yeah.
Right.
You would think there has to be.
We can't be the anomaly.
Yeah.
Because like the universe, it doesn't create things in a singular, like there's only one planet, right? We
Right.
know that's not true.
Right.
One galaxy, we know that's not true, right?
Right.
Certainly know there's a billion stars out there.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we're like the only.
We can't be the only ones, right?
Like the whole universe. I know it's like makes I can't even wrap my head around it sometimes.
Well, because like I forget. Can you look up what the quote was from? It was some guy said either there is intelligent life or either we're alone in the universe or we are not. Both are equally terrifying.
Wow. Either we are alone in the universe or you're not. Both are
Yeah,
terrifying.
Arthur C. Clarke. Two possibilities: either we are or we aren't. Both are terrifying. And
Two possibilities. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, Arthur C. Clarke. So, well, because Elon Musk, he's trying to take us out there, and like he believes, we're an interplanetary species, and we need to
Yeah.
ditch Earth because we're actively destroying it and go out and colonize Mars.
Yeah.
Have you heard his theory about how to overheat Mars? Because apparently, like the atmosphere
Yeah.
is super it's like super unstable, and one way to like make it stable for all of us is to heat it up. And basically, if you can find the interview real quick where it says he needs to nuke Mars, he just says if you just keep hitting Mars with nukes, it'll eventually heat up to the proper temperature of Earth.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Okay. Wow. We need to keep nuking Mars.
I don't even know what to look for.
just look up Elon Musk nuke Mars. I don't even want to think about how many watch lists this podcast has put me on after putting like these Google searches.
Oh my god.
See if you can find like the actual interview, like in videos.
He talked about it on Rogan.
Well, and he also talked about it on one of the talk shows, like with Kimmel or which other Jimmy Fallon, whatever his name is.
Terraforming Mars. And one of Elon Musk's radical ideas so
No, that's not it.
No, I want to hear it from the madman himself because this dude's absolutely insane.
From the madman himself.
But and then I'll have him look into it a little bit later. But okay, that might be it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This one?
Yes.
people have called you the real Tony Stark. Okay,
Kind of just start skipping forward until they start.
Yeah.
Are you sincerely trying to save the world? That seems a little bit like
Trying to do useful things.
a Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay. That you think is people are going to want for their tech.
Snake butt.
That's terrifying. That's Doc Ock's
gosh.
arm.
Oh my god.
That's a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Men and women should go to Mars.
Yeah.
Why do we want to go to Mars? It's uninhabitable.
It's very inhospitable. That's true.
It is. Like, you have to be in, like, domes and everything, and you're just
Initially.
breathing.
Initially domes.
Initially?
Yes.
Really? How
It's,
long before we could turn Mars into
well,
someplace where we could live?
It is a fixer-upper of a planet. At first, you're going to have to live in transparent domes, but eventually...
Yes, we're going to be huffing each other's stank.
Yeah, but eventually you can transform Mars into an Earth-like planet.
How would you do that?
You'd warm it up. Just warm it up. If you
With
want,
a blanket or with what? How would
Well,
you
there's-
warm Mars up? You know,
there's
it's a
the
long
fast
way away from the sun.
There's the fast way and the slow way.
Okay. Give me the fast way.
The fast way is drop thermonuclear weapons over the poles.
You're a super villain. That's what a super villain does.
Fucking
Yeah.
Lex Luthor.
Oh my gosh.
So his idea, and he actually started selling shirts. It's all black and then white letters that says Nuke Mars.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so his idea is that we need to go nuke Mars so we can live there. So at least we have that guy on our side.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if that dude was on the enemy's team. And I'm not talking like humans, like whatever, like intergalactical whatever. Yeah, see, yeah, nuke Mars.
Nuke
I think
Mars,
that's
okay.
hilarious.
Wow. That's shirts.
And then in one of the COVID packages that the government passed, that Congress passed,
Yeah.
I think it was the one that like famously had like 5,000 pages.
Yeah.
And they only had like 2 hours to read it. Well, they snuck in this little piece of literature where Congress has to they have to like divulge information that they have, like any information that the US government has, classified or otherwise,
Yeah.
about aliens.
Oh.
They have to say
that's-
everything by June 1st. And June 1st is coming up.
Oh my
Less
gosh.
than a month away. See if you can find that real quick. It said 180 days from legislation. I'm pretty sure legislation was July 1st.
Yeah. June.
Yeah. Like Congress
Oh my gosh.
or U.S. government admitting aliens COVID package. Those are good enough
More keywords.
keywords, yeah. Because like they snuck in a bunch of like weird stuff and all
Yeah.
that. And then because they also that second one.
So June 14th will be a big day.
Unmute the video. See what she has to say.
I have on UFOs. It's part of a $2.3 trillion COVID relief bill signed back in December. The provision was tucked into the committee comment section of the Intelligence Authorization Act for the 2021 year.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
So they have to like actually spill the beans about what's going on.
That's gonna be
And-
interesting.
Yeah, because I don't know.
What do you think is gonna come out?
I think because our government is so, like, I know you don't want to get into politics, but like, just my opinion, like,
Yeah.
the government, like, they have such a horrible track record of being dishonest
Yeah.
with the American people. I
Yeah.
don't think left or right in the middle, you can't really deny that the government has been exceedingly dishonest with the American people
Yeah.
for decades. And so I think their best bet is, let's say by some anomaly there is no aliens. There's nothing out there. They have to lie about it. They have to continue being dishonest. Tell us there's something out there. Not like War of the Worlds, H.G. Wells are going to come and evaporate us off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
But yeah, because, oh God, it was like Israel.
Yeah.
Israel was saying that they intercepted transmissions between our government and like the elevated intergalactic council, whatever the fuck they called it.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like if they tell us no, there's no aliens, no one's gonna believe them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's gonna be so much doubt.
Like, yeah, and like all the Alex Jones of the world are just gonna keep carrying on like they're carrying on.
Yeah.
And saying there is aliens and there is, all that kind of shit. Because like there's an Air Force pilot. I forget the gentleman's name, but he was talking about how they were looking at their radar one night.
Yeah.
And they had an object coming in that was like very, very tiny, right? They could barely make it out. And it went from 25,000 feet in the air, I think, to ground level in less than a second. What? Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. I can't remember the gentleman's name. Look up Joe Rogan, Air Force pilot, and then aliens. See, yeah. Yeah, that's where I heard it. And like, because the guy he's talking about, he goes, I've never seen anything like it before.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, never even heard of it, read about it, and I've never seen it again.
Yeah.
But it went from like 25,000 feet to fucking, okay, not the full episode. Yeah, Colonel David Fravor.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the guy. And they call it the Tic Tac because that's how tiny it was.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, but there's also a cool theory. I don't get your thoughts on this too. This is a cool theory that I heard.
Yeah.
Where like, so you know how like in American like pop culture, literature, we always talk about aliens as like the big brained, gray people, genderless,
right?
Speak with their minds. You know, they kind of just show up and observe and then leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's the thing with David Fravor. Ad blocker. Stay free. So that's like what they're detecting. And I've seen this before. I believe they're slowing it down. But yeah, that's right. I think it's about to drop. Mm-hmm. But it goes from like something stupid like 25,000 feet to nothing. In less than a second.
Less than a second. Jeez.
I can't slam my hand on the table in a second.
No.
You know, from like here. Like that's insane. But anyway, so there's a theory that the little like gray men that we hear about in like movies and like South Park famously has like the stick figure gray men.
Yeah.
That's actually us from the future that come back to observe because how our like society's going with like gender doesn't matter, gender's a spectrum, it's fluid. So many people are undergoing like transgender operations, which is like, in my opinion, it's neither here nor there.
Right.
Live your life. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But like, what's the clear evolution of that, right? People, there will be a sect of people, just like how 20 years ago there was a huge sect of people that were transgenders.
Yeah.
And they weren't really in the limelight. They were kind of like discriminated against. Well, they're still being discriminated against, but they weren't like there wasn't a Caitlyn Jenner.
Right.
Right? There wasn't.
Yeah.
And then like they eventually come to the spotlight. That's their evolution. And then what's next?
Yeah.
No gender. Right? That makes sense to me.
Right.
And then Elon Musk, again, he's coming up with Neuralink. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah. So he's coming up with Neuralink.
What is that?
It's a chip in your brain. And it's going to allow you to communicate with the eventuality of it, right? Like the ultimate, like the prime form of itself.
Right.
Is you're going to be able to communicate with somebody, with like you're basically Professor X. Like just with your mind.
Wow, what do you think about that?
That scares the fuck out of me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's like my best friends, my girlfriend, my mom.
Yeah.
Those people do not need to look in my head. because I've got fucked up thoughts. Just like I have really like good thoughts and happy things and sunshine and rainbows. I also got a lot of fucked up thoughts that I don't even mean. Like they kind of pop in and I'm like, what was that about? And they leave.
Right.
I'm sure everybody has that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're just like, what the fuck? Where did that come from?
Yeah, I feel like that'd be invasion of privacy.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
the
Like,
ultimate invasion of privacy.
Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me. The link.
Yeah. Like world governments will implode. Like actively implode.
Yeah, I don't want that.
And like, so yeah, there's gonna be an app, of course, on your fucking smartphone, of course.
Wait, have you seen like the Black Mirror?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I have.
That like like.
Well, which one? This is a few that
Well,
kind of deal with this.
I don't know the like episodes or.
Well, because
the
like
one that. Well, what do you?
well, because the one that comes to mind for me is the Black Mirror, where it's like it's the social currency.
Oh, is it like the rate
That they rate each other.
Rate each other, and that's how you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's with a real famous blonde actress. I forget her name.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
So social currency. Social credit. Yeah. I forget the lady that's in it.
Nose dive.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Bryce Dallas, Gwen Stacy. Yes,
Yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard. So, and she's in it. She's at like the top of the spectrum or at top of the food chain. She's doing great, and she just keeps getting knocked down and knocked down. Loses her job, loses her house. Like, that's what China's doing. Like, China has a social credit system.
Yeah, this creeps me out because you can like relate. We can like kind of relate. Well, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like
coming true.
It's like feels so close. Even with like social media, the number of followers, like this, it's like a status.
Yeah,
Like,
well, because the number of followers you have, if you're trying to make money off of Instagram, the number of followers you have, the more endorsements you get.
yeah, it's kind of like
More like bullshit. Yeah, I mean that's coming from somebody with a sponsor, but yeah, but like.
So it's already happening.
Yeah, no, it's already happening. I mean, it's been happening
Right.
in China for a while now. I think it's just only recently gone digital. But yeah, like that Neuralink thing scares the fuck out of me.
That scares me too.
Like, because I truly, at least in our lifetime, I don't see a world where like the government forces it on people, like they start chipping babies. Like I don't see that.
Yeah.
But you know, like let's say you decided to get it and then you don't know who has it and the wrong person reads the wrong thought of yours.
Yeah.
Lord forbid, because you know you'll be able to save data on that too.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's just disturbing, honestly, for me to think about.
That's fucking scary, right?
It's scary and.
Will the link be safe?
No.
No.
I mean, that's like, then we're not even like human. Like, I feel like that's taking away our
human.
Like, we're not human. We're, you know.
Well, then that kind of goes back to what I was saying about like the aliens. Like, we don't be humans anymore. We're like these gray, genderless things that can time travel.
Yeah.
And then we come back and we see our past selves and like we abduct them. Like, oh, well, yep, they're still stupid at this point, and they just fuck right off and go back.
Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me.
But no, it's a scary thing.
Yeah.
Neuralink. I can't believe you haven't heard of that yet.
I've heard of like I guess I just haven't heard the term Neuralink, but
Oh,
like
okay.
I've heard of like brain chip. I don't know.
Yeah, they're trying to chip people.
The same thing, but
well, no, because that's like, cause I got the COVID vaccine.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, I think it's safe.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, I want to trust scientists or like science and shit
Right.
like that. But like, the more I kind of think about it, and I'm like alone, and I'm kind of like really thinking about it, I kind of get a little bit of buyer's remorse.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, what if one day, like, you know, President, because it's going to be President Harris. Like,
Yeah.
Biden's not going to make it, that poor guy. And President Harris has enough, like, oh, we have 70% of the population vaccinated, hits the red button, and we all, like, turn on.
Oh.
You know? And we're all these fucking government drones. I'm waiting for that. Or it's the I Am Legend scenario. Because didn't I Am Legend, you've seen that movie, right?
Yeah.
Didn't that happen because of a failed vaccine?
I think so.
Or they tried to cure cancer.
Yeah,
And then
and-
it created, like, vampire zombies, right?
Oh my god. So yeah, that sends. I don't like that. That's the opposite of what I'm
This is what
going
I fill.
for.
This is what I fill my brain with. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah, who knows what we're gonna live to see? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I'm just an idiot with a microphone.
No.
But hey, I really appreciate you coming by.
Thank you for having me on.
This
It's
has
so
been a
cool.
lot of
This
fun.
is like a legit setup right here.
Thank you.
Yes.
Fake it till you make it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you
And
for
I
your
appreciate
time.
your time. Yeah, this has been great. I love shooting the shit with old friends, and this is like, I looked through like the past catalog of like episodes I've done.
Yeah.
People I've shot with. I mean, the motherfucker that I do this with, and then my producer, and I'm like, this is just like a greatest hits album of all my friends from NIMI.
It's so cool.
Like I might as well just start like knocking people off the yearbook. Like it's crazy.
No,
but,
it's cool. I love what you're doing. It's awesome.
yeah. Oh, can you get pictures for that hyperlink, please? Or the thumbnail. Yeah. Because we like that newer thumbnail we were doing, where it's
Yeah.
like the two pictures.
Yeah.
I love it a lot, and God bless Jay for like doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sorry, what was it?
oh yeah.
What
I don't
did you?
give a fuck. But he like, I want to like show more of the studio with the actual thumbnail, and then like, cause what we're gonna try to do is like, I kind of understand that people don't have fucking 2 to 3 hours, you know, even an hour and a half to listen to a podcast altogether.
Yeah.
Like we did, when was Springer? 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did another one with my buddy Springer, right?
Yeah.
Where we were all in here. We went into it so late that my girlfriend ended up coming by, and we were just drinking,
Yeah.
having a good time, getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And I looked at the timer and I was like, dude, we went for 4.5 hours.
Oh my god, that's how you know it was a good time.
Yeah,
Right?
4.5 fucking hours. Like he ends up tapping out like with the last 45 minutes. I had to go to bed. God bless him, because we ended at like what, 1 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it's fucking wild. So anyway, we're gonna start using like trying to like make clips, make it a little more digestible,
Okay.
and make it more accessible to people. Because like, even if I don't give a fuck about making money off of it. I like like putting good messages out there.
Yeah.
You know, just
spreading
having-
more different topics. It's
Yeah.
cool. You're learning so much. And
See, exactly. Yeah, because books scare me. I don't like reading. So just talking to
Talk.
people, that's how I learn.
yeah, that's cool. I love it. I love the setup in here.
Thank
It's
you
really
so
cool.
much. Well, yeah, I really appreciate your time. It's been a
Thank you
great
for-
fucking time.
Yes, it
and you're
is.
welcome back fucking anytime you want.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me on here, your time, and your studio was nice.
Thank you very much. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Okay, see ya.
Adios.